You've worked your whole life, paid into your home, maybe even watched it grow in value, and now you're finally ready to retire, only your mortgage is standing in the way. Sound familiar? This video is for you. Today I'm going to walk through exactly how reverse mortgages work in Canada, step by step, and what pitfalls to avoid. And don't worry, I'm not here to sell you a reverse mortgage. This video is simply to educate you, plain and simple, so you can decide what's best for you. If you're 55 or older and feeling stuck between your mortgage and your retirement dreams, you are not alone. More Canadians than ever are retiring with mortgages, not without them. In fact, 1 in 3 Canadians over 55 still has a mortgage today. So if that's you, you're not doing anything wrong, but you do have options. In fact, you might already be sitting on the solution, a reverse mortgage. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how they work, if it may be right for you, and how to avoid the biggest mistakes Canadians make when they apply for one. My name's Peter Fabry. I'm a mortgage broker and founder of Rewind Mortgage, a reverse mortgage information site, which is a division of my licensed brokerage. You can find all the licensing numbers for each province in the details section of the main page. Since 1999, I've specialized in helping Canadians, especially the 1 in 3 Canadians that do not qualify for a bank mortgage, find solutions that are suitable for them. And in particular, helping Canadians 55 and older navigate reverse mortgages with clarity and confidence. I've spent years helping Canadians understand their mortgage options and how to use them as a tool, not a trap. This channel is all about giving you honest advice without the sales pitch. So if that sounds good for you, and you find useful strategies that can help you retire smarter, then hit the subscribe button. I promise I'll keep things simple, helpful, and focused on what really matters, giving you more options and less stress. So let's start at the beginning. What exactly is a reverse mortgage? A reverse mortgage lets you access the equity in your home, the value that you've built up, without having to sell and without having to make monthly payment. Although you can make monthly payments if you wish towards the principal. Although you can make payments towards the interest if you wish, it's optional. And every year, depending on the lender, you have options to pay off the principal if for some reason you come into a windfall of money. Maybe you have an investment came due, maybe you sold a business, maybe you inherited, whatever. You have options, and that's the big difference from a regular mortgage. With a traditional mortgage, you pay the bank. With a reverse mortgage, the bank pays you. You can choose to receive the money in a lump sum, in monthly payments, or a combination of both. The money is tax-free, which is a huge plus, especially if you're trying to avoid drawing down RSPs or your Canada Pension Plan or other taxable income sources. So it's not for anyone. You must be at least 55 years old. Both spouses or both people on title must be over the age of 55. The amount you qualify depends on your age, the value of your home, and where it's located. In other words, the postal code. Generally, the older you are, the more money you can access. But let me be clear, you still own your home. The title stays in your name, and there are no regular mortgage payments required. The loan only gets paid back when you move, sell, or pass away. Now, just as an aside, there are options available, no payment options available for people who don't quite fit all the boxes there. If one spouse, for example, is not quite 55, or if both owners of the home are older than 55, but you don't qualify for enough money, there are other companies out there with no payment options, with very competitive terms, but they don't come with the lifetime guarantee. Typically, these mortgages are from anywhere from 1 to 5 years, depending on your needs. And some people use these other mortgages to transition into a reverse mortgage from one of the true reverse mortgage companies when the time is right. You might be thinking, okay, Peter, but who is this actually for, these reverse mortgages? People with bad credit? People with financial problems? It's a good question, and the answer is no. It's not for people in financial trouble. Many people use it as part of a smart financial plan, an investing and retirement plan. So let's say you have a home. It's mostly paid off, but your pension and CPP don't quite cover your monthly expenses. Or maybe you want to stop drawing from your RSPs to reduce taxes. Or maybe you want to help your adult children now, not after you're gone, get into the housing market. I mean, let's face it, 2025 housing is down, sometimes 25, 35%. It's a great time to buy. So I've even worked with retirees who wanted to renovate their homes so they could age in place or pay for in-home care or any kind of general home maintenance instead of moving, especially to assisted living. Still unsure? Let's take a minute to clear up some of the biggest misconceptions that I hear every day. Myth number one, the bank will own your home. That's completely false. You retain full ownership of and control of your home, just like any other mortgage. You can sell your home anytime. You can refinance. You are in charge. This myth that the bank will own your home comes not even from Canada, but from the United States, and so long ago that Ronald Reagan was president when they got rid of this type of mortgage in the United States. Myth number two, my kids will be stuck with the debt. Also false. There's something called a no negative equity guarantee, meaning your estate or heirs will never owe more than what the house is worth. Even if the loan balance for some reason were to end up higher than the home value, which is highly unlikely, the protection's built in. It's actually mandated by the government to be called a true reverse mortgage company. Third myth, it's too expensive. Look, yes, there are fees, just like with any mortgage. You have an appraisal, you've got legal costs, you're going to be paying interest, which can accrue. But when you compare those costs to selling your home, paying capital gains, paying a realtor, moving into a rental, struggling with high interest debt, or whatever other situation you're looking at, a reverse mortgage can actually save you money and stress, especially if you use it right. Think of it like a mortgage with an insurance policy built in. It doesn't matter whether the housing market goes up or down. It doesn't matter whether interest rates go up or down. As long as you and a surviving spouse remain in the home, you do not have to make a payment as long as you live. Insurance is never free, and it's worth something. And people always discount whether insurance is really worth it until they need it. Let's talk about how the actual process works. Step number one, you get a basic eligibility test. This confirms your age, the location of your property, and your ownership structure. Number two, a home appraisal is ordered to determine the current market value, and that determines how much you qualify for. Step number three, a broker will shop the market of the available reverse mortgage lenders, and yes, there are more than one, and they all have their own bells and whistles, their own privileges and costs. Some are more expensive than others if you get out of them. You really need someone who's got your best interest at heart to help you choose the right lender and the right product. In short, these lenders are not all the same. As a broker, I help you find the one that's the best fit for your needs, if in fact a reverse mortgage is the most suitable product for you. Step number four, you speak to your lawyer. This is required. It ensures that not only that you fully understand the terms before signing, but it also makes sure that you have independent legal advice. In other words, no one whispering in your ear or trying to motivate you one way or the other. It's a chance for you to speak to someone one-on-one and try to ensure that your best interests are being met. So this is mandatory. You're going to speak to a lawyer, and you're going to get a chance to ask any question you want and make sure that you understand completely. Step number five, the mortgage gets funded. And whether that's one big payout or regular payments, it's completely up to you. And another thing to keep in mind is that you don't have to take the whole thing at once. You can get approved for a global maximum of how much you can withdraw. You can take a small amount up front, and you can just leave it until when you need it, rather than scrambling when there's some sort of an emergency, like you're in the hospital or whatever, and you need access to the money. You do need to keep up with your property taxes, insurance, and basic home maintenance, just like you do now. But there are no regular mortgage payments. So let me give you a real example. I recently worked with a 67-year-old client who had owned her home outright, but had very little monthly income. She didn't want to sell, she didn't want to move, and she definitely didn't want to take on a line of credit with variable payments. We set up a reverse mortgage for her that gave her just enough to live comfortably and age in place. She calls it her retirement security blanket. Another client used a reverse mortgage to give their kids a down payment for their first homes while they were still alive to see it. And that was huge for them. And it was huge for the kids. And not only that, but it allows for both properties to increase in value over time rather than just the one principal residence. The key is this. You treat a reverse mortgage like a tool, not a last resort. It's not for everyone. But for the right person in the right situation, it can provide peace of mind, liquidity, and options without the stress of having to move or take on even more monthly debt. If you're still wondering what's right for you, every situation is different, and that's why I'm here, to help you explore all the options. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you found this video helpful. You can find more information at rewindmortgage.ca and leave me a private message in the method of your choice, or you can leave a comment in the comment section and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.